Good morning and welcome back. It's Michael, Kate and Sally again, and we're talking about leadership in organizations. We've just had a most fascinating discussion and we were trying to record it for you now. We're going to try to replay what we were talking about emotions and anger and a whole pile of stuff. So let's just kick straight into it. Kate, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling okay. And this morning I was reflecting on how I was feeling today because I feel like I was quite average as I was walking the dog this morning. And so I thought this day could go one of two ways. I could either start to worry about these two big projects I've got to do and think, will I be able to do them well enough? Or I could think about it being the first day of February, the last month of winter, and think about all the things I'm grateful for. So I thought, what do we do when we feel a bit average? And then I encountered somebody on my walk that made me feel like, oh yes, my day could get worse here. And now talking to you two, you asked me about how I was feeling. It made me realize actually I was really angry, made to feel really angry by this person that I met on my walk. And so then we started to have this conversation, didn't we, about, are the different feelings that we have, and do we want to go into those feelings? Are they going to be enriching and helpful to us, or are they actually feelings we don't want to experience, so we just ignore them? So I could carry on being average today, or I could explore actually what is it I'm feeling, and then I can get rid of that feeling and move on. So
Sally, do you ever feel average?
I'm really uncomfortable with the word average. You both know that. And I'm not quite sure now about contributing to this, because I think one of my reflections there, based on what Kate was saying, is I'm noticing lots of people saying that they feel anxious at the moment, not necessarily that they're feeling average. And my concern about that is we have this tendency to label things. And I always say that if we can name it, we can tame it. And I think what Kate was just saying there is actually the lady made her feel angry. And I think it's helpful to explore why that might be. Why am I feeling angry? And do I want to stay angry today? Is that a helpful feeling to have? So going back to a question about average, average is sort of in the middle. And I think that maybe it's okay to feel like that sometimes, but there's a very personal thing there. I guess I feel sometimes that I'd rather be flourishing, and what can I do to help me flourish? But there are times when I feel that actually I'm just feeling rubbish today, but I'm worried about languishing. I feel guilty about languishing. So I think the really important thing for me is to notice how I'm feeling, to see if I can name how I'm feeling so that I can do something about it. So average just isn't a place I like to be.
I mean, I'm not a great fan of the word average. That's probably a starting point. But I think it's really important that some days we have average days. We can't be up all the time. We can't be flourishing all the time. And I know some of my colleagues are going to kill me for that statement, but we can't. Some days you need to be average. Some days you just need to be, and to not to wallow in self-pity, because I think that's heading towards the languishing field. And I guess for me, if this pandemic has taught me anything, it is the power of trying to be present, just to be rather than do. Because I think I've spent 50 something years of my life doing and doing and doing. And now I'm learning, I guess, that it's okay just to do, just to be here, to be talking to people, to sit and read a book, to not try to better myself and study and learn the latest thing, but actually just to enjoy the moment and the beauty of the world around us. And if that's average, then wow, that's a bloody great place to be, I guess. But is that what you saw as average, Kate, or did you see it as something different?
Yeah, it was just a feeling I had about my energy. So was my energy really high? Was I really excited about my day, or was my energy low and I was a bit miserable about my day? Well, I was kind of average feelings. Yeah. And so, Ian, you said something interesting about the film that you recommended.
Yeah, there's a really great movie called Inside Out, which looks at emotions. And the beauty of that movie for me is that it introduces sadness. And we tend to sometimes shy away from sadness and don't allow ourselves to be sad. but actually the movie is all about the need to have a range of emotions. And you need to be sad some days because you need to process and you need to understand the world, sometimes from a sadness point of view. And I don't want to give the movie away with a spoiler, but sadness plays a really important part in that movie. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Inside Out, great movie. I think they're making a second one too, which I can't wait for.
And that's the thing, isn't it, about negative emotions? Negative emotions are there to protect us. It's our brain's way of saying there's something going on here that I'm not happy with, I'm not comfortable with. So we really do need to notice those negative emotions.
Yes.
And as you said, perhaps be with them.
Yeah. And naming it to tame it is a great phrase that we all use, but being conscious of that emotion and conscious how you're feeling. And if you wake up feeling average, some days that's not a bad place to be. We're going to leave it at that. We've had a great discussion on average, angst, anxiety, anger, any other A's anybody can think of at the moment. Have a brilliant week. It's Monday morning for us as we record this. Have a fantastic week, and we'll catch you all next week. Take care.